How's it going, guys? Julian Bradley here, and in today's epic jazz lesson, we're going to go through all of jazz harmony from 7th chords to the 2-5-1 to chord extensions and much more. So with that said, we're going to get straight in. Enjoy the lesson. So the first step to learning jazz piano is to learn the three main types of 7th chord. That's going to be the major 7 chord, this is C major 7. The minor 7 chord, this is C minor 7, and the dominant 7 chord, this is C dominant 7. And the major 7 chord is basically a major triad plus a major 7th. The minor 7 chord is a minor triad with a minor 7th, and the dominant 7 chord is a bit like halfway between those two. It's a major triad with a minor 7th. Now, most jazz songs are built of just these 3 chords. As you look through songs in your real book and look at the chords above, it's mostly these 3 chord types: major 7, minor 7, and dominant 7. Now, the 2-5-1 is a chord progression. In fact, it's the most common chord progression in jazz. So let's start by looking at the 2-5-1 in the key of C major. First of all, we're going to have D minor 7. That's the 2 chord, counting from C, which is our root. So 2 means the 2 chord. We then go up to the 5, which is G, and we build the 5 chord, which is G dominant 7. And then we go down to the 1, and our 1 chord is C major 7. And notice that these are those 3 chord types that we just looked at: the minor 7, the dominant 7, and the major 7. And I told you that most of jazz is built of these 3 chords, and the reason for that is that most of jazz is made up of this 2-5-1 chord progression. So as you look through the songs in your real book, you'll see this pattern of minor 7 chord going up a 4th to a dominant 7 chord, coming down a 5th to a major 7 chord. And you'll see this in all keys. You might see a B flat minor 7 chord, B flat going up a 4th to an E flat dominant 7 chord, coming down a 5th to an A flat major 7 chord. So that is a 2-5-1. In which key? That's correct, the 1 chord is A flat major. And most jazz songs will start in what's called the home key, and they'll come back to this key. So let's say we start in C major, then it will go through a series of other keys and it will play a 2-5-1 in different keys. It could be any set of keys almost. And then at the end, it will come back to the home key. So that's how jazz songs work typically. They start and end in the home key. And then you'll have a series of 2-5-1 chord progressions that go through a series of keys. So 2-5-1, 2-5-1, 2-5-1, back to the home key, 2-5-1. In a nutshell, that's how jazz harmony works. So I'd actually recommend you look through some jazz songs and you spot this pattern: up a 4th, down a 5th, and the key that the music is in for that 2-5-1 is whatever the 1 chord is. So these 2-5-1s go all through jazz songs. Sometimes you don't get all 3 chords. Sometimes you just get a 2 and a 5, and then the music changes somewhere else. Satin Doll here plays 2, 5, 2, 5, and then doesn't resolve to C major. Instead, goes to a new key. We have E minor 7 and A7. And that's a 2-5 in a different key, the key of D major. So you don't always get all 3 chords of the 2-5-1. Sometimes you just get the 2, 5, and then the music changes somewhere else. And sometimes you just get the 5-1. Stomping at the Savoy just plays C dominant 7, going to F major 7. And we don't have a 2 chord. The 2 chord would be G minor 7, but we just have the 5-1. Now on piano, this is how you can voice a 2-5-1. Play the 2 chord in root position like this, but then the 5 chord we play in 2nd inversion. And then for the C major 7 chord, we just play that in root position. And a little tip, the way my brain thinks about this pattern is I first find the 2 chord, and all I do is I look for the root and the major 3rd of the 5 chord. That's going to be G and B natural. And the bottom 2 notes stay the same. And then when you go to the 1 chord, you're going to look for the root and the third of the 1 chord. And the top 2 notes are going to stay the same. So in your brain, you're just looking for the root and major third, root and major third. So your next goal is to learn this 2-5-1 chord progression through all 12 keys. How do you practice something through all 12 keys? Well, here is my favorite pattern. Start with a 2-5-1 in C major. Then when you land on the 1 chord, change it to a minor 7 chord. So C minor 7 now becomes your 2 chord of the next 2-5-1. So C minor 7, go up a 4th to F dominant 7, go down a 5th to B flat major 7. Then repeat the pattern. Change it to a minor 7 chord, and this now is your 2 chord of the next 2-5-1. B flat minor 7, E flat dominant 7, A flat major 7. Do the same thing. And then you find yourself back in C major. However, that's only 6 of the keys, so once you get back to your starting key, count up a half step from C to C sharp and play a minor 7 chord, and this can be your new 2 chord, and this will take you through the 6 remaining keys. Next, let's do a crash course in all of the types of jazz chord you'll ever see. We've gone through the 3 main types, which are major 7, minor 7, and dominant 7. Those make up 80% of jazz songs. Next up, we have the half-diminished chord. It's sometimes called C minor 7 flat 5. So the interval pattern is minor 3rd, major 3rd. Next, we have the diminished 7 chord, and the diminished 7 chord is just a stack of minor 3rds. Next, we have the minor chord with a major 7, which looks like this. This is C minor with a major 7th. And it's written C minor with a major 7 triangle sign. Then we have 6th chords. We have C major 6. Then we have the minor 6 chord, which looks like this. Minor triad with a major 6th. And to go with this lesson, I've created a chord symbol reference guide which shows you all types of jazz chord on one page. So you can download that for free at the link below. Now, most 2-5-1s in jazz will be the major type. However, there's also a minor 2-5-1, which I want you to be aware of. And I'd say that only about 10% of the 2-5-1s are minor. And in C minor, the 2 chord is going to be D half diminished. This is our minor 7 flat 5 chord. And when you see a minor 7 flat 5, it's basically going to be the 2 chord of a minor 2-5-1. Then the 5 chord is going to be a dominant 7 chord again, so it's the same as the major 2-5-1, and then the 1 chord is going to be a minor 7 chord. The 1 chord can vary, sometimes it's a C minor 6, sometimes it's a C minor major 7, but most of the time it's a minor 7 chord. So in Fly Me to the Moon, we have this B half diminished chord, goes up a 4th to E dominant 7, then it goes down a 5th from E to A, and we have a minor 7 chord. That is a minor 2-5-1. In which key? Just look at the 1 chord. A minor means A minor. And we can use our voicing pattern where we play the 2 chord in root position, the 5 chord in second inversion, and then the 1 chord in root position. So next, let's talk about chord extensions. Now in jazz, the root, 3rd, 5th, and 7th are what's called chord tones, and these really set the foundation of what chord type it is, whether it's a major 7 chord, a minor 7 chord, or a dominant 7 chord. And then the 9th, the 11th, and 13th are called chord extensions. Now you can add chord extensions to any chord as you're playing through a jazz song, whether it's a major 7 chord, a minor 7 chord, or a dominant 7 chord. You can always add a 9th, or an 11th or a 13th. Now, to find a chord extension, we always build off the major scale. So if we have a C chord, regardless of whether it's a major 7 chord, minor 7, or dominant 7, the 9th is always going to be based off of the major scale. So you map out the notes of C major scale, whole step, then a half step between 3 and 4, and then whole step, whole step. So you only have to find the 9th, 11th, and 13th, and these extensions are always based off the major scale. So let's say you're on an F chord, and you want to find the 9th. Well, you just imagine an F major scale, and you find the 9th that way. If you want the 11th, count up an F major scale, whole step, and then half step. And if you want to add the 13th, just run up F major scale, and it's going to be a D. Now, in addition, these chord extensions could be sharpened or flattened. So over a C7 chord, D is the natural 9th, but we could make it a flat 9, in which case you just move it down a half step. Or you could make it a sharp 9, just sharpen it. Now, these are called altered extensions when you sharpen or flatten them, and the trick to finding any extension is to run up the notes of the major scale first, find the natural extension, and then if you want to alter it, do that next. So if you want the flat 13, find the natural 13th first, it's A, and then flatten it. If you want the sharp 11th, find the natural 11th first, major scale to the 4th, which is the 11th, and then sharpen it. So now let's talk about jazz scales. Now, for any chord in jazz, there are multiple scales that you can choose to play. And the only thing that has to line up is the chord tones. So the root, 3rd, 5th, and 7th of your scale have to agree with the root, 3rd, 5th, and 7th of your chord. And apart from that, the 9th, the 11th, and 13th can be tweaked either way, and the scale will still sound consonant. However, there is a simple rule which will tell you which scale to play. I call it the chord tone plus whole step principle, and it works for any chord. So let's take a C major 7 chord. You're going to start by playing the root, 3rd, 5th, and 7th of the chord. And then you're going to add a whole step above the root, the 3rd, and the 5th. So for C major 7, C upper whole step is D, E upper whole step is F sharp, and G upper whole step is A. And then we have the 7th. So this is called C Lydian scale. It's a major scale with a sharp 4. And this is my go-to scale for major 7 chords. Let's say you have a C minor 7 chord. Again, we'll start with the chord tones. Root, minor 3rd this time. 5th, minor 7th this time. And then we're going to add a whole step to the root, 3rd, and 5th. So C upper whole step is D. E flat upper whole step is F. And G upper whole step is A. And this is C Dorian scale. And one more example, let's apply it to the dominant 7 chord. Again, chord tones first, root, 3rd, 5th, and 7th. And now let's add a whole step. C upper whole step is D. E upper whole step is F sharp. G upper whole step is A. And this scale is called C Lydian dominant scale. And this technique works for all the 7th chords, whether you have a half diminished chord, even chords that we haven't looked at yet. The fully diminished 7 chord, you just start with the chord tones first and then add a whole step to each of those notes. So next, let's talk about jazz improvisation. Now, I'm going to simplify improvisation into just 2 key techniques. The first one is going to be chord tone soloing. And what that means is you take the chord tones of your left hand. So let's say you're playing a C major 7 chord. Your improvisation can use the root, the 3rd, the 5th, and the 7th of the chord. And I'll even add the 9th as well. If it's a C minor 7 chord, you can use the root, the minor 3rd this time, the 5th, the minor 7th, and the 9th if you want to add the 9th. And if it's a C dominant 7 chord, you would use root, major 3rd, 5th, minor 7th, and 9th. So let's apply this to the 2-5-1 chord progression. The next technique you can add is called the half step below approach pattern. And what that means is to take the root 3rd, 5th and 7th, and we can proceed all of these notes with a half step below. I can proceed F with E, I can proceed A with G sharp, and I can proceed C with B. You can do that for each of the chords. Now make sure you download my free jazz piano starter pack, which gives you the sheet music to everything we just covered. That includes my 29 jazz licks sheet music, which is improvised lines over the 251, my chord symbol reference guide, which shows you all jazz chords on one page, and the 251 notated through all 12 keys. So to download all of that for free, just click on the link below.